Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I am on a Triumph Bonneville SE. This is a 2014 model. I actually got it for rent last night at 10 p.m. Couldn't really get out until what is it right now? It's 5:30 p.m. So a little bit about the bike. This is a 860cc, about 60 horsepower engine. I think this was the last year when they made air-cooled engines, and then afterwards they shifted all of the Bonnevilles to liquid-cooled. It's a very different bike. I think the seat for me is very low, so that does bother me a little bit. I feel like I say that a lot for a lot of bikes, but that's just the reality. I don't know what it is that it's like manufacturers need to focus on this a huge deal. Like, this is apart from the engine, a motorcycle's seat should be, in my eyes, the second priority if not first, because that's the basic component of ensuring comfort for the rider. And if the seat's not comfortable, the rider misses out on enjoying the bike as the manufacturers intended to be. This is a 5-speed gearbox, so I do often find myself looking for the 6th gear. I don't know if it's the sound of the motorcycle that wants me to put it into a 6th gear, or if it's something else, but the maximum I took it to was last night, I think, at 85 miles an hour. But you don't really feel comfortable with anything over 70 miles an hour. And then for me, the fact that I'm wearing a GoPro on my helmet, it increases the weight, and when that weight collides with the wind, it does feel really heavy. But other than that, if you're cruising at 60 miles an hour, 65 miles an hour, you know, it's a breeze. Like, this is it doesn't feel like anything for the motorcycle. It's not pushing hard or anything. You know, this is very comfortable, though the suspension could be a little bit softer. You feel every single bump in the road on this suspension. I'm not sure if it's adjustable. One thing I will note is the fact that the grips are very tiny. They're very thin. It feels like you're riding a bicycle instead of a motorcycle. So if this was my motorcycle, I would add like the grips on it, just so you have some more surface area to grab to. And then the other thing is, it does help decrease the vibrations. From a motorcycle that was launched in 2014 and it's been in existence for almost 10 years, it's actually in great shape. It runs very smooth. You don't have a lot of the vibrations like you have on a Royal Enfield. But it did stall a couple of times though. That's when I was getting it home from who's the person I rented it from. I think there's something wrong with the throttle body. It might need some cleaning. In my experience, that is one thing that could happen. I say that because something similar to that happened to the Royal Enfield. It would stall right after you starting it up, and then run fine if the motorcycle heated up or ran for a few minutes or so. So I think that might be the issue with this motorcycle as well, because when that gunk and everything gets stuck in the throttle body, even though it may not seem a lot, it does have an impact on the amount of air getting through to the engine. So this is completely stock exhaust as well, even though for a stock exhaust it doesn't really sound bad. Though at higher speeds I would want a motorcycle that is a little bit louder, especially on a highway, because it does help notify nearby cars and stuff like that. But yeah, these are the types of roads that this motorcycle is really for. It's made for these back-end roads where you can casually cruise along and not worry about the wind too much, not worry about, you know, the traffic or anything like that. You're running smoothly, so your engine is getting a little bit of air to cool it down. All right, well, it's actually time to go and return the bike. So right now I'm going from Laurel, Maryland to Arlington, Virginia to return this. It's going to take me about 35 minutes total. I'm going to try and cruise to maybe like 65 or 70 miles an hour and experience this bike for a little bit more. Ooh, see that bump? Like that hurt. That hurt. This is the first time I'm actually feeling like I'm on a big motorcycle. But if I was to choose one, I know this is an older bike, but if I was to choose one, I would probably choose an Interceptor over this. I don't know, the Interceptor made me feel comfortable, though the seat was not stock, but it just felt more fun. This doesn't feel the same. It feels like something I would want to get after I'm like 55. After I'm 55 years old. And it just feels like it's made for country roads when I really want to do everything on it, including commute to work and just be my daily rider. Max throttle. That was 89 miles an hour. Alright, well, 6 more minutes to go, and then I'll bid farewell to this motorcycle. I think I would want to try something newer. This is a little bit beat up. Not that it wasn't well maintained, but over the years, you know, when something is old, it's just old. The brake is not very smooth. The clutch and the gear is nice. Throttle response is so-so as well. But yeah, I would wanna try like a newer Scrambler or a T100. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you did like it, please do subscribe and leave a like down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.